Can you just take us through the timeline of what you're feeling in your hamstring when it started and what you're feeling now?
Yeah. This came from running. I noticed something a couple days ago from running. My hamstring just tightened up. Didn't feel like I strained it or anything like that. Had good recovery the past 2 days. Went to just go through my normal routine this morning to go for it. To go, make a start today. Hamstring just tightened up. Play catch anyway. Fortunate enough, this doesn't really affect when I throw, so I'm able to get into my throwing mechanics. But when it was time to go to the mound, I could just feel that my hamstring was tight, and at that point in time, that's when your hamstring's tight, you can't go forward in a sim game, 10:30 morning in spring training. So at that point in time, it's just shut it down and get treatment.
When do you think you'll pitch?
Don't know. I've had kind of these little hamstring injuries before, and they go away in days. I haven't had. Fortunately enough, I've been pretty good to not have serious hamstring injuries. I've just had little hiccups, and I think this is the same thing. I think it's a little hiccup. Just got to address it, and so I'm working with the training staff to identify what's causing it. Because it's frustrating, because I've really worked hard this offseason to really lift my legs heavy, do all the running. I felt like I was in a really good spot with my body and my arm. And it's frustrating to have my arm and be at this point and, have a little hiccup in my leg.
Do you think you'll be ready still for the first week of the regular season, or not at this point?
It's tough to sit here and say absolutely yes and absolutely no. For me, it's just a day-to-day thing. That's how these things have presented themselves in the past. That's how we treat it in the past. You do the rehab, and most likely you get back out there pretty quick. So that's how the history of kind of these little hiccups on my leg work. I'm hoping that's the same thing, but when you're dealing with hammies, you never know. So, but the good news is, I'm still able to play catch. It's not stopping me from playing catch, and I can still get on, throw the baseball pretty, I can get on it pretty good. So the likelihood of me being able to pitch, sometime like be able to pitch around this or pitch through it is a pretty good chance, because it's not showing itself in the throwing mechanics.
Just to be clear, you're not ruling out opening day then, and would you need to pitch?
I don't, it's too, it's too even soon to even talk about that. That's where I just rather stay day to day.
Would you need to go off the mound or pitch in a game here before pitching, or could you go straight essentially from here to whenever your first start might be?
Yeah, I mean, that's where you just have the conversations with the people above you. I mean, I've been up to 90 pitches. My arm feels great. So, I definitely have that working for me. So, what you want to do moving forward, how you want to progress with this, it's all dictated in how well the hamstring feels. So, not worried about this in the long term, but, it's something you just got to deal with right now.
Is it the right hamstring again?
Correct.
Like years past?
I've had kind of hamstrings on both.
Okay, gotcha.
So,
Max, what was your reaction when you heard about deGrom yesterday?
Yeah, tough pill to hear, tough news to hear that, he thought it was something, just talking to him, he thought it was, kind of minor. Turns out it's a little bit more minor. For him to be shut down like that for, a few weeks now of no throwing, you gotta address that. So, for him, it's try to figure out this injury, figure out exactly what this is, and attack it with everything you got.
A lot of people were obviously excited to see him and you, leading this rotation from opening day on. You mentioned the word frustrating before. What is just kind of your overall mindset? If that's not going to happen now.
I don't know. You just deal with what you got. And this is what I have in front of me. These are obstacles I got. I got to figure out how to navigate through it. I've been pretty good about that in the past. I find a way to get through different injuries. So hopefully this is just another one I can overcome.
How confident are you in the rest of the Mets rotation that they can weather this storm?
We'll see. I don't know. That has nothing to do with what I can and can't do. I'll be out there as soon as I can.